It's bittersweet. It's I'm 10 days short of 31 years, and this is where I started my career, right here at this office, and I'm leaving here today because I always said I walked through that back door right over there in 1978, and I was going to leave from that back door, and that's what I'm doing today. Every day I would come to work trying to do the right thing, and my goal every day was to try to make a difference in somebody's life in that given day, and before you know it, here I am, and no, I didn't plan this. The level of accountability of the state police today is not what it was in 1978. The employees are, just by the nature of the world we live in today, the way the media operates, and electronic information, the way it moves, you're much more accountable than you were. And the other thing is, technology's changed so much for the troopers. When I started in 1978, there was one radio in the car. If you look in the cars now, there's cameras, computers, radar units, weapon systems, 2 different radio systems. It's an entirely different world that they operate in today.
And what challenges do you think that you're leaving for your successor?
I think the challenges that Colonel Lesbrunts are going to have is to continue the conversation about what is the future of the Vermont State Police and what's the Vermont State Police going to look like 15 years from now. And number 2, how are we going to keep Citizens Vermont one of the safest states in the country when we face the kind of things we do in the state right now? And I think it's going to be a major challenge and a major conversation. And some people are hesitant to have that conversation, but we have to have the conversation about the way state law enforcement resources are being utilized in this state. I started here as a road trooper, and then went to the state's attorney's office, did a couple stints as a patrol commander, spent a good chunk of time working in drug units in the late 80s into the 90s, and in 1994 I was promoted to lieutenant, was my first command staff position, and I went to Brattleboro, came back here, ran this barracks, and then I went to headquarters in 2000. No, when you get into the command staff in the state police, you put a lot of personal stuff on hold. You put personal relationships on hold, you put personal projects on hold, and I'm going to take the summer to take care of some of those personal relationship stuff and rest up a little bit, and in September I'm going to figure out what I want to do, and I'll be back doing something in public service. I just don't know what it'll be yet. I'll tell you what I'm going to miss is the people. There are great people in the Vermont State Police that are doing yeoman's work every single day, keeping Vermonters safe, and I don't think I can even begin to describe to anyone the kind of work that they do every day. I got to see it up close. I'm going to miss them. I'm going to miss all the civilians, and I'm going to miss those relationships. But I'm not going to miss the 24/7, 52 weeks out of the year.
No, I'm going to ask one last question.
Sure.
And that is, any particular accomplishment or case that you look back on as something that...
There's been so many. The one thing I am very proud of is the work that we did in the Brooke Bennett case in the last year, and the impact that had in Vermont, and how it changed Vermont. And, I am proud of that, but there were a lot of other cases. And, the hardest thing that you always dealt with in this business is death. And I'm not going to miss the death part of the job.